Puddles in the morning, puddles in the evening, puddles in the afternoon. Well, I'm a puddle boy and she's a puddle girl. The Puddles podcast is starting real soon.
All right, welcome to Puddles. It's your host, Andrew Collin, joined by my co-host,
Brenna LaRock.
Oh, man, sorry about last week. We didn't do a pod. We were busy funeralizing. I don't know if that's a word, but we were at a funeral. We were at Grandma's. we were at Grandma's funeral. We were at Brenna's grandma's funeral.
It is your grandma.
Yeah, we had. If you didn't listen to the prior episode, I told my last words were nice to meet you, which I'm still not proud of. Wish I did something a little better. Wish I said, something nicer, but I think she knows it came from the heart, So we went to Michigan. We went to Cadillac, Michigan.
Good old Cadillac.
Good old Cadillac. We flew into Chicago to get to Cadillac, Michigan, which is a 5-hour drive.
Well, you can do that, or you can fly into Grand Rapids. It's a 2-hour drive. Or you can fly into Traverse City. It's a 45-minute drive, but the tickets are like $800 a pop. So
that's where they get you. That's the rub.
That's the rub. So I always fly into Chicago. My sister lives there, so I drive up with her. I'm obsessed with her, so I'm like,
she has a new baby
to Chicago.
She has a new baby. Right when I walked in, they're like, "Do you want to hold him?" And I'm like, "Can I just settle? I just need to settle, and then I could hold him for 35 seconds." I love holding a baby. I just don't want to drop a baby. I don't want to be responsible for a baby. I don't want to smell its head weird and people call me Joe Biden. I don't know. A part of me feels like I will definitely, I don't know. Just it's a lot to have such a little thing that you can't.
Yeah, but did you feel that way with your nephews, like when they were babies?
Pretty much.
Them?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, actually, I probably feel even more nervous if I'm not related.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like when you're not related, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can, I don't want to be a creep or hold the baby for too long,
Yeah.
Or what if the baby starts crying and they're like, oh my gosh, my baby hates them.
And I'm like,
it's a lot
the
of
fuck
anxiety.
up. Shut the fuck up, baby. What if I start doing that? What if I start pushing them and
I feel it.
Giving them a wedgie?
I feel like with your baby, you would be different though, because it's your baby. You know what it needs. You know their cries and things.
Yeah, yeah. I would hold my own baby. If I drop my own baby, it's my baby. I could drop my own baby.
Not drop our baby.
Oh well, now I'm nervous, so I guess I'll never hold him.
I do have this is offensive to you, but I am very scared that you are gonna forget our baby in a car at some point.
We'll get a convertible. We'll keep the top down for
or
the baby.
a Jeep with no doors.
Yeah. Dude.
I just have a lot
of badass Wrangler for our baby. Dude.
Hey, it's a family car.
Or maybe we'll get a little motorcycle with a little baby side cart, so he's always outside.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
I just need you, when you have our baby, maybe to be on an Adderall. You need to have a prescription by then.
Yeah, that's what our baby needs. It's me addicted to Adderall. So I'm fucking ripping out, scratching, not eating, studying a lot, learning about mechanics, just learning fucking astrophysics. It's why are you doing that? Well, I have to hold my baby. So now I'm learning astrophysicists. Yeah, I'm on a lot of Adderall, but I take Klonopin, even it out. I get that fear. Although, you left spaghetti in the, you leave things places.
I do.
Both of us together, hopefully we'll keep each other
accountable. Hold each other accountable. Yeah.
I'm sure it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. I've never loved a baby. I've never really known a baby.
We've said baby so many times.
Besides my nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been around him.
That
whatever,
baby?
But I didn't know that. I have never known a baby like I know him.
Arden.
So Arden, my nephew.
You're very good with him.
Oh my God.
I think you're just trying to prove that I should come in you.
No, so I've stayed at my sister's quite a lot this past year while he's been born, and I can hear him crying in the middle of the night again when we were in Cadillac, because we were in the basement with them, and it never, my sister was like, I'm so sorry. She'd say, I'm so sorry. And then I said to her, I was like, I get how when people are like, oh, I hate a crying baby, but when it's your baby or when you really love the baby, you don't care because you're just like,
I get it,
aside
Mango.
from Mango cries too much because you're just like, oh, what's wrong with the baby? I want to help the baby.
Oh my God, so much baby. But yes, baby.
You get it, baby?
I get it, baby.
So I get it.
Look, I think that it was so funny because my whole life I've been single pretty much. And I've always gone to family events and I used to do a joke about it where they would put me in the pantry. Like that's where you want to sleep.
Right.
And it's like we would have literally like couples over that weren't even family. They weren't even really friends, but they would get the better bedroom than me, who was blood, I put in 30 years to this bitch and I don't get a fucking bed. But Jeff and Diane, who no one knows, like no one knows these people, and somehow they're getting the main bed. It's fucking insane. So I got in a relationship. I don't know, maybe 17% of that was so I could get a bed and not sleep in the fucking pantry like a fucking single piece of shit loser. So we get together, and somehow when you put two people that have kind of lived the same way as single pieces of shit who always get taken advantage of by family and never get a good bed.
Because we're pushovers.
Because
No, we're not pushovers. We're like, everything's cool, man.
Yeah,
it's not
do
a problem.
whatever, man.
We're easy. We advertise ourselves as easygoing, and
no,
it's
one of us
backfired.
need to not be easygoing. One of us needs to fucking put our foot down and say, look, we deserve to sleep on not concrete. We can't team up and become weaker.
Yeah, but no one ever has a problem with us as a couple, which is great.
It's because they put us on the concrete in the pantry.
Yeah.
It's insane. So we go there and they're like, you guys don't mind sleeping on the pull-out in the living room where everyone like walks by?
No, it's in the basement, you weirdo.
Oh, yeah, in the basement living room. And we're like, yeah, cool.
My brother who came alone,
Single. This would,
got a bedroom upstairs. No one else was up there. A giant bed in a bedroom,
so he could play games.
Yeah, because he
late at night.
He plays games late at night, and
meanwhile,
who else is gonna sleep in the basement with the baby?
We're sleeping on a pull-out couch that is literally broken up into metal segments. Like my body, I could still feel the bars on where it was breaking my back.
I literally have like sciatic nerve pain. Yeah. My sciatic nerve flared up.
Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, it's just so funny where like, you know, they put us and we're just like, yeah, that'll work. We don't need our own bedroom. So, you know, there was no sex going on.
Well, what are we gonna do? Have sex in the house
during
full
a funeral?
of 10 of my other family members?
It's kind of hot, baby.
No, it's not. It's like I can't do it.
Oh my God, I can't do this. What are you doing?
Here, I'll hold it. You open it. Hold on. See, it's really fucking hard. Yeah,
there you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. All right. So the funeral, we were there. We got the shitty bed. It's all good.
We walked in the door. Immediately, the first thing we were served was veggie pizza, which if you've ever had veggie pizza, the sauce...
No,
the sauce is mayonnaise, basically.
I don't think people understand. First of all, Mango just climbed above our head if you're just listening at home in a very like Top Gun, like spy kind of way. Anyways, so when you say veggie pizza, if you don't live in Michigan, I've never seen this in my life. I don't think we're giving it I've never imagined this. And this is coming from a guy who loves mayo, I love chicken salad. Take out the chicken. Just give me the mayo on some bread. I don't even know what the chicken's doing in there. Just give me straight mayo. I love mayonnaise. I never thought to do this. But this is how Michigan diets are. Michigan people,
you guys,
are animals.
Dude,
fucking animals.
We ate 4 times throughout the week bean dip. We had
lasagna on. There was always a lasagna.
We had lasagna, veggie pizza. We had linguine with meat sauce. We had enchiladas one night. Then we had bean
So
dip
much
twice at the
cheese.
same restaurant, and then Mexican dinner or
Whatever. For a funeral,
white people taco night.
for a funeral, they bring over food, and everyone tries to outdo the next person by making something that I think they know it takes time to make, like a lasagna would take a while, like different things to show how much they cared to like, I don't know. It just,
Like the longer it takes to cook, the more they care.
yeah, the more layers the food they give you, the more they care.
They're like, oh, I brought you a casserole. Well, I bought you a 7-layer dip.
I mean, yeah, dude. And then fucking your brother-in-law, or is it your brother? Yeah, he made enchiladas one night. And your mom goes, he's our son.
Yeah.
Because he made enchiladas.
She
Maybe
said-
one
in
day
front
you'll
of-
get
Yeah,
there.
in front of Andrew, she said, I really can't consider, he's not a son-in-law. He's my son.
He's like, maybe you'll get there if you make enchiladas. And I was like, really? That's what it takes? Enchilada? It's not that he has a 401k and he provides. It's the enchiladas. Is that what we're talking about here? Is this what we're calling enchiladas? Huh? Is that what we're calling them? A good salary? Anyhow, I can make fucking
Celery?
enchiladas, by the way. Celery with celery. So anyways, they bring out, so right when we get there, we kind of, and here we are. We have our wedding in a month. We live in LA. Look, we're little bitches. We're little LA diet bitches.
We are little bitches.
We try to eat healthy. I know that it's annoying.
But here's the thing. I give in immediately when I go there. I'm like, I know what this is gonna be. Like, this is whatever. You really tried to stick to your guns, but by day 4, you finally were like,
oh, by day 4, I was inside. I was one of the layers of the lasagna. I was inside the lasagna. I was fucking. Anyhow, but right when we get, I go, okay, I'm gonna be good though. I don't give a fuck. Like I made it a thing. Like I'm still gonna do my intermittent fasting. I'm gonna look good at my wedding. I don't care. I'm gonna have a fucking 2.5 pack at my wedding. And right when we get there, they go, what do you want this? And they bring out my dream, which is pizza with mayonnaise.
on Pillsbury dough
On Pillsbury dough.
bread.
It's not even pizza. It's literally,
Pillsbury.
it's like, they're like, look, there's one funeral this week. Let's try to get another one going. Let's get Andrew to have a fucking heart attack. So I go, all right, I'll have one mayonnaise pizza. Like one slice, and it was literally.
Dude, we fucking killed that pizza.
So right away, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna start tomorrow. Tomorrow. So then they bring out cream cheese spaghetti. No, I'm kidding. I was trying. Nah, we just put mayonnaise on everything. So it's straight up mayonnaise, like Pillsbury dough. And like there's like that broccoli that isn't cooked.
Raw
Just
broccoli.
raw brock. And then like 3 things of cheese. Not even like spread out. Like it's
Ew.
really mayonnaise.
It was
It's just mayonnaise. It's crazy.
really-
And they call it a veggie pizza. It's wild stuff.
There's
going
like
on
one
in
little
Michigan.
carrot slice.
Dude, Michigan doesn't fuck around, dude. There are white people in Michigan that I have never seen before. It's like the hills
It's
have
really-
eyes.
Dude, you think living in LA, like, I'm like, oh, we're still the same. But then you go to a town like that. First of all, we went into Walmart. I'm like, why the fuck is everybody saying hi? Or is it? Oh,
Melanie's asking if it's a family recipe.
my mom does make a really good veggie pizza.
It's not veggie pizza. It's mayonnaise pizza with a raw brock.
No, dude.
Stop calling it veggie
she-
pizza. It's not. There's not a vegetable on there. It's just mayonnaise, dog.
No, it's so
Baby.
good.
So we go to Walmart though.
Okay, I just have to say, yeah. First of all, you think like you're I don't know. In LA, I'm considered a friendly person. In Cadillac, I'm a stone cold bitch.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Why are these people saying hi to me? Like, don't look at me. Don't quit smiling at me. You don't know me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. There is like a level of like,
Everybody
how you
waves in the
doing?
car. Yeah, it's like too much. They come on really strong. So it's
I know, and I feel like if you open the door to it, there's some darkness in Michigan.
right. Yeah.
Great.
Well, that's where
The documentary.
No, that's where the legend of
Oh man, I am on my fucking toes for this.
wait, wait. Northern Michigan legend about man wolf. Dogman. Michigan Dogman is a creature allegedly witnessed in 1887 in Wexford County, which is the county of Cadillac, Michigan. It's described as a 7-foot tall, blue-eyed or amber-eyed bipedal canine-like animal with the torso of a man and a fearsome howl that sounds like a human scream. There's been multiple sightings of Dogman, and
This is your fucking not Chewbacca, Bigfoot. Dogman.
look at it's really scary.
Man.
Yeah.
That's the last guy you dated.
Oh God, I'm seeing my reflection. I'm like,
Yeah, post up Dogman when we do this. I'm wearing. I definitely saw a few Dogmans in that Walmart. Granted, a Walmart anywhere, you're gonna find some creatures. You're gonna find some Dogmans, but this was a different level. It was kind of like not one sleeve, like tattoos that they look like they were all done at home. There was a lot of like, there was like people in a lot of wheelchairs, a lot of like, I don't know.
oh,
it was just
the little when you go to Walmart,
the
and
beep beep carts.
like the people movers or whatever.
Yeah, beep beep.
Yeah, so there was always, and it's always like a really fat mom who's like old with their daughter who's wearing like Cookie Monster sweatpants.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
but she's like 28 and they're in sweats and it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But they look like they literally, I'm surprised they don't have their mattress tied to their back. Honestly, I'd rather sleep on that than what we slept on.
so many Trump hats.
So many.
so many
there was
Trump
like
hats.
45 Trump hats. There was a lady who had a cart where it just had 9 Mountain Dews, 2 liters. And I was like, this
No,
fucking
it
lady
had Mountain
parties.
Dews, baked beans, bacon,
I didn't see the baked beans or bacon.
and olives.
You've told me this, but I guess she already put it on the
Yeah.
thing. I look back to straight dew.
right.
9 of them.
We were walking around the Walmart, and I looked at Andrew, and I was like, "Babe, we are sexy. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are so hot."
I'm telling you, I might move to Cadillac because your boy, I was like, dude, I could eat as much mayonnaise pizza as I want. I'll be fucking Antonio Banderas in this bitch.
Yeah, people are really ugly there.
Yeah, they're like a weird, they're not like handicapped, but they should be.
Yeah,
You know?
they're
like-
definitely on disability.
Yeah. Yeah, but we don't know what it is. There's not like a term for it.
It's just like gout.
It's just mayonnaise pizza face. That's what it is. It's just so much mayonnaise pizza. They turn into mayonnaise pizza because they're white and they have spots on them and like sauce. They're disgusting. They're so gross. Anyway, so many Trump hats. I was like, do your thing, whatever, sweet, bro. I'm sure he cares about you here in Michigan, Mr. Mayonnaise.
Oh my
And-
God. And then when we checked out that one guy.
Okay, so there's all these Trump hats. I'm like, God, I can't find one guy I really get along with in here. And I look over and there's a dude wearing a shirt. He has a big old beard. He looks like if Big Lebowski never showered. And he has a shirt that just said, smoke pot, eat twat, smile a lot. I was like, this fucking guy is voting for Kamala. The only guy voting. No, he's probably voting for Trump too, let's be honest. Who cares? Vote for whoever you want. Just eat pot. I mean, eat pot, smoke twat, and smile a lot. So, yeah. And this dude wasn't paying for his own groceries. Wasn't paying for his own groceries. I'll tell you that. I dropped the mic on that. Might have to. This guy wasn't paying for his own groceries. I tell you that. Fuck. Yeah, and then we saw him at the gas station. That motherfucker wasn't paying, pumping his own gas.
He's got a lady out there. It's
Just-
because he eats twat.
I know. I gotta stop frowning while I eat yours. Maybe that's what it is. I'm gonna buy that shirt. Dude, that guy fucking ruled.
Oh, God.
Smoke pot, eat twat, smile a lot. I'm like, dude, this guy has my vote. That guy ruled. And then what else happened? There's so much. Oh God.
Oh my God. My brother told this story about we were reminiscing on when we were growing up, and my 2 older siblings were already out of the house. It was my brother and I, and my mom. My dad worked overseas, and I was like always getting into trouble when I was in like 9th grade. I was a big troublemaker, and my mom would like punish me pretty seriously. And I lived probably a mile and a half from the high school I grew up, or maybe like a mile and a half. My brother was a senior, and we would drive to school, and she finally was like, you have to walk to school. You cannot ride with your brother anymore. And this was like in the middle of winter in Michigan. So
As a punishment, you had
as
to
a
walk.
punishment,
What
yeah.
did you do wrong?
So many things.
Okay.
I was just like,
So a punishment was we're gonna risk you dying of hypothermia. Jesus Christ!
so
You're
one
gonna
day,
walk to school with no jacket.
yeah,
Yeah.
One day it was like I must have been like running behind, in time and like whatever. I don't know. It was probably really fucking cold, and so my brother would always park the van that he drove to school in the garage. It was unlocked, and so I was like, I'm just gonna go into the garage. I'm gonna leave early, go into the garage and hide in the trunk, and then just hitch a ride to school.
But then they think you're missing.
No,
Oh, I don't know.
no, because they
Oh,
think
'cause
I'm
you
already
left.
walking.
Oh, that
to
you're
school.
walking. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So I was like, this is fucking genius.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this forever.
So smart.
I'm hiding.
And this is a trunk that doesn't open to the car, like so. It's just a
no,
straight trunk.
it's a van. Like it's like a big van.
Okay, so
like,
he could know you're
there's
back
big
there.
ass windows on vans, and so. But it's dark in there, whatever. I'm all snuggled up and like curled up in the back. I hear my brother come in, and he was like, he describes it as like he just had a feeling that day, like he knew I was up to something. He looks in the trunk and sees me all curled up, and he goes, "Brenna, I see you." And he said, "I didn't move. I just pretended."
Why did you stay? You played dead like a possum?
Like, no. You can't see me.
You thought you were invisible?
Yeah, it's like maybe if I just stay still, he won't.
I've
see
done that
me.
before.
Yeah,
I've
so-
done to stay
really?
still to be invisible.
Yeah, so
It doesn't work.
finally he was like, "I see you.
Yeah.
Like, just come on, get out of the car, get up in the front. I'll fucking take you to school today, you fucking weirdo."
Yeah, dude.
Takes me to school, and then we were laughing about it, and I go, honestly, it's really fucked up that you didn't take me every day, and we just lied to mom. Like, he was such a rule follower, and I'm like, if it were me, I would have been like, fine, like, I'll take you, come on, we don't have to tell mom.
Yeah, you don't have to pretend
Yeah.
you're invisible in a trunk.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, this girl I hooked up with one time, I just made out with her, but then I saw her in a Sephora.
Uh-huh. Why
And
were you in Sephora?
I was buying cologne.
I feel like you skipped a few steps.
No, that's the only step. I was buying cologne. And then she like went to check out like randomly. She was like in the Sephora and
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to talk to her because I just was awkward. And so I just like told myself in my brain but I was on the line. Like there was
Stop.
no way that she didn't like she was literally 3 feet from me.
And did you have a phone to like look down at?
I don't even know. I think I was just like
And it's not like you're gonna like look at the makeup. You're
Maybe I
not gonna
tried
in
to
the
be-
line like you're like, oh.
now I'm a mannequin.
What's this
Just
powder?
a mannequin. I'm a mannequin over here.
What perfume did you used to wear?
Cologne?
Or yeah,
Acqua di Gio.
is that Giorgio Armani?
Yeah.
Wow, I kind of just killed that.
And then there's the other one. Not
Blue
Polo
Blue
Sport.
de Chanel.
Polo Sport.
All the guys like that one. Blue de Chanel.
I freaking forget. Acqua di Gio and goddamn, not Jakar. No, Polo Sport was the big one back in the day. But that, anyhow.
I used to wear Burberry when I was a teenager. I was gifted like, oh god, they discontinued it. It's called like Burberry Sport. It's like
Add sport to anything. Sport.
It's so good. I miss that smell.
Yeah.
Also, Hollister used to have really good body sprays. They don't make them anymore.
Abercrombie Woods was
Dude,
one in
yeah.
high school. That was big.
Abercrombie and Hollister used to kill. They
Ugh.
used to kill the perfumes and colognes.
I know. I always wanted to be the guy to stand in front with his shirt off.
Really?
No.
I feel like you did maybe for like a second.
Maybe for a second. I would. Yeah, maybe.
For a second.
Those
Just a
guys
minute.
got so much pussy.
Yeah.
In your mind, when you're a high school kid or like in your college, you think those fucking guys standing out there would just fucked every girl that went in there. You're like, I'm sure they're like, no, we don't fuck that. Like, yeah, we're gonna fuck a guy just because I'm sure they fucked somewhat.
Oh my god.
What do you think?
Are you spiraling right?
Probably.
Andrew's like, I need to know.
What do you think? Do you think someone was fucking? They
I
probably
just
got
don't like. I just never think of high schoolers like they were fucking. You know, like
No, not when I was in high school. Not thinking of them now.
wait. So no, I know, but I just don't think ever that high
Maybe
schoolers are
college.
fucking. Yeah.
Okay, when we were college.
Cause yeah, maybe college. I don't know. I wasn't fucking in college really either. Actually, I probably had more sex in high school than I did in college.
Not many people can say that. That's pretty cool. So
I really calmed down in college. I did.
Well, you didn't really go to college. You'd have to go to college to get laid
Well,
in
I
college.
went for like 6 months, and I
You
was really
fucked near-
calm. And
you
then I
fucked-
went to community college.
You had sex near community college.
Hey, I did
You-
work at Abercrombie for a day.
If you're comparing,
And then I ghosted him.
hell yeah, brother, you ghosted them.
Dude, they called me like 5 weeks later. They were like, "Do you still work here? Like, do you want to come
Yeah,
in?"
I've been working every day. I've been
So funny. Ugh.
like I've had sex way more in high school than college. Well, I only went to a year and a half college, so when you do the math, it just that I learned in college. Oh my God, I was gonna lose my mind. Actually, we'll come back and we'll tell the story of when I was literally gonna lose my mind. All right, so we still have so much to talk about the funeral too.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God, we gotta talk about my aunts.
which ones? Oh no.
Dude.
Oh, so
So we're at the funeral. Between the visitation and the funeral, I have an aunt, my grandma's daughter, who's mentally impaired, and she's close to, I mean, she's probably upper 50s now, but since her 20s, she's lived in this home with other mentally impaired women.
by the way, I teased this with this is gonna be a story of when I was so annoyed, and then you go. So I have a mentally impaired aunt.
This is different.
A different story.
This is a different story.
Wait till you hear how her mentally impaired aunt pissed me off.
First of all, so her name's Melissa. Melissa is a character, but she, number one, she grew up in this home with other mentally impaired women, and they have like people who live in the house and care for them and whatnot. But they've known each other for decades, all these girls. So every time something big happens in each other's lives, they show up. And so Andrew, at the end of the funeral,
No, this is the day before.
oh, so
At
the day before.
at the visitation kind
So
of
there's
thing,
two twins, mentally impaired twins that are there, and they
which I've never seen before
yeah
in life or here.
identical too.
Identical. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
So
It was unbelievable. I've never seen this. So I turn, and we're in a funeral home, so it's already scary. And then I was like,
and there's a lot of scary white people around, and they're all like, no one's younger than 75. Okay?
and I'm like, what if The Shining, the movie, they grew up and were mentally handicapped? Because I turn around and in the hallway is just two mentally, and then I go to Brenna, I go, is it me or are there a lot of like mentally handicapped people here? Like I was just like, I didn't.
No, it was after the funeral the next day.
Oh, was it the next
It
day?
was the next day because they all came to the funeral, and Andrew was like, "There's like a lot of like, like what? Was it
I
just
just-
me, or was it like a thing?"
And look,
and I,
yeah, what and what and what?
it's just so funny.
Look, when you're at a Michigan Walmart and then you see mentally challenged people, like there in Michigan, you don't know. In Michigan, you just don't know what. It's close. It's close.
Oh my God.
And I'm not laughing at. I'm just laughing at the fact that it's close between. So you
Yeah.
don't know.
So that's why Andrew was like, "Is it just me?" Or
Well,
like,
I just didn't know. So
Yeah.
I was just like, is this a Walmart person or a mentally challenged person? And I was like, both actually. And I was like, oh, okay. So anyhow, yeah, that was interesting. That was, but I wasn't annoyed about it. I just want to let everyone know.
He was very confused.
I was confused and a little scared, but not
Oh my
annoyed.
God.
So yeah, and then we went to the funeral. Oh, here's a gripe I have with funerals.
Oh, I agree with you.
So we're at the burial site. I don't know if you're thinking of the same thing.
No, we're not.
Oh, so I'll say mine and then you say yours. We're at the burial site, and they're the priest is doing the prayer for your grandma who was cremated but buried with your grandpa, which
who was also cremated.
Also, this also proves the point of where I'm even more annoyed. So you have to do less buried, like less dirt work for a cremation because it's a small
Right.
thing as opposed to a 6'5" body that's lost some weight. But
Right.
still, it's not. It's like long.
But it's in a
long
coffin.
in a
It's
coffin.
not like they're just throwing them.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a grave.
Whatever weight you are, it's based off coffin, not.
It's more about height than weight.
Yeah. Although, are you putting a 5'5" guy in the same length coffin as a 5'8" guy?
No,
Probably.
that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm
God,
saying
yeah.
they probably leave a little wiggle room, or they're not making a coffin per an inch. That'd be insane.
Well, coffins cost a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. So they're not going to cough
I'd
up.
be like, can we stuff them and just like scrunch his body up?
Yeah,
a little
scrunch them up into a. Can I buy a 5? I know he was 6'4", but can I buy a 5'6"?
Can we
Scrunch
just
him up.
Can we just like bend his knees in a little bit?
Can we
like
cut
a
his legs
fetal
off?
position?
Can you imagine a poor person being like, "Can we cut his legs off, put him next to his shoulders?" I know it sounds crazy, but I
But
don't.
it's a $15,000 difference.
I can't
mean,
pay
we're-
rent, man. This fucking coffin's costing me a.
That's why we need to get life insurance.
Yeah, I know. We got to rent a coffin to live in. So, anyways, the space is way smaller for a cremation thing, and the guy who's burying the body, who works at the cemetery, is literally in his like golf cart.
Dude,
Like-
no, his little digger. It was like a little like digger machine,
Yeah,
like a little mini one.
Yeah, and he's he's sitting there. He's 30 feet from the wedding, like looking at his watch, like,
The funeral.
come on, man, I got to get to my
yeah,
fucking
he was
softball
waiting,
game.
just waiting, letting us do our thing. Yeah, it was,
Like, oh, I got to.
like at least wait down the hill, my
Yeah,
guy.
wait down the hill. Fucking
Yeah.
wait till you see the cars leave. You just have to throw a little cremating thing in there.
Yeah,
It'll take you 20 minutes.
and then as soon as we weren't even get to the car yet, he
Dude,
started driving.
He's already fucking shoveling fucking. He's like, all right.
It was really not cool.
It wasn't cool at all.
No.
It was insane. So, yeah, if you have that job, just fucking back up a little
yeah,
bit.
beep beep.
I get
bitch.
it. It's a tough job.
Right.
It's not an easy job.
There's people dying every day in Cadillac, I'm sure, but
Also, maybe he wants to bury a body where some people are still around, because when you're alone out there, it's got
it's a little
yeah,
scary.
it gets a little
Yeah,
quiet.
he's like, I gotta do this before they exit.
yeah. I don't want to be alone doing this job. It's fucking scary. Anyhow,
Yeah.
what was your gripe with the funeral?
Okay, so funeral services, at least at my grandma's church, it's like really, my uncle went up and said a speech and whatnot, and it was definitely personalized, but it's not a lot about,
Wow.
I don't know. My grandma picked out the song she wanted us to sing, but I wish it was more about the person and like the life they lived. I don't know. Everyone's showing up to hear. It's like there's like toasts at weddings, and it's like so personalized, and I feel like funerals should also be that way. They should be more personal, but I don't know. That's coming from somebody who was related to her.
Yeah, I thought it was just so much Jesus. So much Jesus. And look,
Melanie said Jewish family or Jewish funerals are more like personalized.
oh,
Like that. Yeah.
well, we don't have Jesus.
Yeah.
So you have to talk about them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Jesus, they just sing songs about how Jesus is risen. So
basically how he's like, gonna like rescue her.
yeah. So it's like all about Jesus. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just weird when you think about it. And it's like, if I died and then you just talked about mango the whole time, or like another dude, like
I
who
would.
is Jesus?
If you
to,
died,
like,
I would talk about mango the whole time.
but here's the thing, not
Like-
just at my funeral, you talk about mango at every
yeah, right,
funeral.
right. Well,
It's like, who
I
is
would.
Jesus?
No.
Jesus doesn't want to be, he's humble. He doesn't want to
Yeah.
be bragged about at every
That's-
single funeral.
Wait, that's such a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But it was sweet. Her so my grandma always had bird feeders out. Like when we were growing up,
Mhm.
she loved to watch the birds, and so she would have cardinals. She would always like, oh, where are the cardinals at? Or the cardinals, and then the blue jays would come. She didn't like the blue jays. She had so many blue jays in her yard, and she didn't like them as much because they chased away the cardinals. Anyways, so her urn they had a really pretty cardinal on it, and then she played the organ for my church. So my dad put her organ shoes under her urn, like under her urn table. It was really, really sweet.
Did your dad do it or did Jesus?
No. Well, they did find them last minute, and I think maybe Jesus put them there.
Jesus, take the shoes.
Place them on my urn.
Jesus made us sleep on a sofa bed. Jesus heard our back. Jesus made mayonnaise pizza. It was, look.
It was sweet, but then when we went to her burial, I thought it was so funny because her urn's right there. There's a pretty cardinal on there, and I look up, and this blue jay swoops down.
And we also saw a blue jay at the other thing too.
Oh yeah,
by the swing set.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll get to that. So let me just finish this.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, so we were at her burial. This blue jay like swoops down over her urn, and I said it to you. I was like, "There's a blue jay." No one else saw it. And then I was like looking up, and the blue jay was like kind of like flying overhead, and then just like went off into the trees, and I was like, "That's crazy." Then after the funeral, there's like the swing set playground, whatever, at my church, and so my sister Andrew and I were out there just kind of like taking a breather, whatever, and we look over, and a blue jay's right there, like just poking around, and he was just like hanging out with us. So funny. So my mom was like, I've decided that cardinals like every time I see a cardinal, I'm gonna think of Grandma. And I'm like, every time I saw a blue jay every day.
And
like,
she hated blue jays.
She fucking, but I'm like, it's just so funny. I'm like, you know what, maybe,
well, that's what blue jays do. They fucking, it would have been a cardinal, but a fucking
it
blue
would have
jay,
been a cardinal.
yeah, but
like
a blue fucking.
So when I see a blue jay, I'm gonna know a cardinal was nearby.
Yes. That's so funny when you're like, that's Grandma through 5 different things.
Yeah, but it was...
when I see a blue jay, I know that's a cardinal that was a dove at one point. And Grandma loved, hummingbirds. So really, it was a hummingbird.
Yeah, but I just remember like her always being like, "Those blue jays, those freaking blue." Well, not she never would say freaking, but
those fucking goddamn blue jays. I remember when Grandma used to dip and talk shit about blue jays.
But I found out that she had her dress for my wedding, and she decided that she was like this is like really kind of TMI, but like when she passed, that she was gonna be put in that dress for people to say bye to her and things like that. And then I was like, so my mom has her wedding bands, so those are going to be like my something borrowed for my wedding. And then my grandma had like an add a pearl necklace that she made for me my whole life, and we found out when my grandma knew she was dying, and she settled all of her estate stuff, all of her went and was like, I want to make sure that this money's set aside for this, the grandchildren get this. Like, she's literally dying, and she's like, I have to get all of this, and she's in so much pain. And then she's like, oh, I have to go get the add a pearl necklace finished. And it's just a lot. Like, she just loved us a lot. And I don't know, I was processing death. I think my grandpa passed, and he was gone a long time, mentally, because he had Alzheimer's. But I guess I never really thought of it this way, but when somebody who really loves you and you love them passes away, then you're just like, where does all that love go? Right? Like, I don't know. It just makes me feel really emotional. Yeah. Because it's just one less person that loves you. Just
you didn't even go to college, so you didn't get too many other friends.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. But yeah.
So I fucking hate blue jays. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck Toronto.
So anyways, yeah, it's just thank you. It's just hard. I think, yeah, I wish I saw her more. The tissues are so dramatic.
It's a lot.
I don't know. It's just been really hard, honestly.
I had something on my face.
Yeah. And I cannot cry at in front of other people. It's so hard for me. So the fact that I'm crying in front of you, Melanie, take it as a compliment. No, but it's just it's hard for me to process grief around everyone who's sad, and then you're at a funeral and everyone's looking to see if you're crying. I feel like, I don't know, that I just like
I do,
can't
yeah.
grieve at funerals. I wish I could, because I'm sure it would feel like a great thing, but the same thing happened with my grandpa. Like I'll just like, you could just like burst into tears randomly or something, right? And it's just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm so
at one
dramatic. But
At one point at the funeral, Brenna, like, it's, you know, the priest is talking, whatever, and it's like, this is the time. If you're gonna cry, this is in front of people. This is the time to cry. And I don't know what to do. You know, I also feel the same way, like showing emotion or whatever, but also even being comforting. So I don't know what to do. So I start,
dude, Andrew
so I
is
go.
rubbing the whole time. Just
First of all, you stepped on my story.
sorry, I apologize.
Unbelievable.
I
Jesus,
apologize.
can you handle this? So I'm rubbing your back because I care and I'm trying to do what I've read in the manual to do.
You chat GPT this, didn't you?
Look, I might be a little bit of a sociopath. I don't know how to have emotion when I'm supposed to have emotion, but
Did you Google how to help someone through
they
grief?
said rub back. ChatGPT said rub back and pretend you're sad. I go, okay, I'll try. So I'm rubbing your back, and Brenna looks to me. She goes, "Don't do that."
It's like, I just need you to not touch me.
And then I was like, well, "What the fuck am I? What the fuck, dude? I'm just doing what the manual says. You can't win."
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just was like stood there, and I was like, "All right." They're like, "You're not comforting her." I like turned my back to you.
Yeah, I just hate the public, like, I don't know. I hate when people are, and then my aunt, she was sitting in the row ahead of us, and she was like, if she heard any sniffles, she would just look back and just stare at you. Because she doesn't understand, like, she does not process things the same, and so she's just staring at us, turned around. She's in the fucking front row, turned around, just staring at us, and I was like, girl, I can't. I did get emotional. One of the songs my grandma picked out, like, I remember it's a beautiful song, but it just reminded me of like singing with my grandma in the church. Like, she would direct the choir and play the organ on Sunday, so she could like hardly ever sit with us, but then when she did, we would always make sure we were sitting next to each other because we loved to sing together. And it just was like, I don't know, it just was wild. So I felt like I was like singing to her, you know.
Of course.
Yeah. But
no, she was very loved in that church.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally standing room only. It was crazy.
yeah, there was like people up above on the, like, I don't even know. It was just crazy.
And you could tell she was extremely loved in that community and really touched so many people through her singing and through just, she really was just like, sometimes you think you have to be, and I go through this all the time, I'm sure, like, to be noticed, you have to maybe either be not shitty, but you have to like whatever, like, but you could just be kind.
Yeah.
And people can really just, in the world we live in where you just like kind is sometimes overlooked. It was nice to see like, oh, this is pretty pure in a world of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta smoke pot, eat twat, and smile a lot, you know. I don't know. It was a very special day.
It was.
Or a special week. It was a lot, but it was great. Like, just whenever you're with family that long, I think the perfect number for families 3 days.
3 nights.
3 nights.
No, sorry. 2 nights, 3 days.
I was thinking 3 nights, 4 days, but yeah, you're right.
Well,
well, the first night is kind of a wash because you're just showing up.
It depends what time you get in.
Wait, are you counting that first? Yeah.
You do 2 half days. That's a full day.
If you get in at 7:00 at night and you think 2 nights is fine, you're just like, you're fucking real piece of work. That's a night and a half.
Yeah.
It is funny with family how things like ramp up the longer you're all together.
God, yeah.
Because it starts off so cordial, and then like
I feel like I actually was fine.
Yeah, no, it was a good trip.
Yeah.
I felt like it was great. Me and your dad bonded a lot.
Yeah, you guys hung out with my dad a lot. Everybody would go to bed and I'd be like texting him like 3 hours later, like, hey, I miss you. Like, when are you coming to bed?
I'm like, dude, I'm doing man shit up here. We're watching football, fucking talking shit about you. Go to sleep.
I'm sure he actually really appreciated that, though.
I think it was just when we were living in a studio, it was nice to be in a living room. It was nice to be on a fucking like lazy boy couch.
Yeah, they've got comfy couches.
That is something that you do a lot as sons with your dad is just watch football. So I don't really get that often, you know, to just sit there and just nothing's happening. There's no like seriousness. You're just watching football.
I know, men are so simple.
We're just like, damn, number 12, he really threw that. And you're like, yeah, he sure did. Hey, we're having a good time, huh, bro? Yeah, man. That was a good pass. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you're done. But it was a fucking fantastic time.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple. Had a lot of fun. And yeah, I think your dad doesn't think I'm a little bitch. He thinks I know football. Yeah. Yeah. So then we left and then we drove to Chicago 5 hours to then fly another 5 hours to LA the same day.
So we got on the road at 10 o'clock, like 9:45, got into Chicago at 1:45. We lost an hour, so technically 2:45. Then we flew out. What?
You just doing the math. So yeah, okay.
Dude, am
so,
I?
Yeah, a little bit, maybe.
No. So then.
No. So,
whatever. Just talk.
no, we were all hanging.
I gotta pee.
You start boozing. No, just hold it for 5 minutes. We'll be done in 5. If I could hold it like I held it, you'll be good.
Okay.
So you start boozing at your sister's a little bit. You have a couple glasses of wine.
We had some wine together, my sister and I.
So then,
wait, you got to talk about.
No, I know, but you blowing your nose is unbelievable.
Sorry,
Like,
I have allergies.
No, you were crying.
No, I have allergies. My nose tickles.
It's better if it was for grandma. It'll do better. I'm telling you, it'll do better numbers if you just say it wasn't allergy. It's for grandma. So it's for grandma. It's not allergies. It's grandma. So, good job. You nailed that. You nailed that whole cry thing. You really nailed. So, what were we talking about? Oh, so then, okay. Before that, I'll do when we're driving to Chicago.
Jesus Christ.
When we're driving to Chicago, we are in Gary, Indiana. I should have pulled over to pee, but I've heard that Gary, Indiana has a lot of guns.
And it's like the last stop you can make before you get
to Chicago.
Because Chicago, girl, you cannot stop.
So I have to pee so bad in Gary, but I don't pull off. I'm like, I'll just get through Chicago. We'll be home. The traffic in Chicago
on a Sunday
with the most insane traffic, and now I'm going to piss my pants. It's not my car, so I can't piss. So we have a Gatorade bottle. You're like, just piss in the Gatorade bottle, but I'm like, I'm going to fill it up.
I'll hold the steering wheel.
I go, if you hold the steering, we're going to crash because you're going to have to grab, like.
Yeah, Andrew's like, I'm going to fill up this Gatorade bottle. It's like, no way are you going to fill up a Gatorade bottle.
But I drank a Gatorade bottle.
Yeah, so but it's just so much pee. Like, that's a lot of piss. That's a lot.
It was a big Gatorade bottle, too. It wasn't even a small one. So we're in and out of traffic. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I'm literally like, I've never had to piss this bad in my life. Like, I could feel it in, like, my throat. There was so much piss. And we're in Chicago. Oh, I keep going, all right, I'm just going to piss. I'm just going to fucking piss. And I keep holding it. It's like, and then I keep telling myself, I was like, this is what monks maybe do. Like, I was like, this is meditative.
Yeah.
Like, if I could get through this, I can use this as a lesson or something. Like, this is strength. I know my body enough where I could hold in my piss. And I'm trying to think of like knee pain or like anything other than my piss. So
you were like mentally sound.
I was
trying.
trying.
Say, like, I wouldn't have gotten that impression in the moment.
I'll tell you what, I've never been. It's probably my most top 5 being present. Because you can't be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I have to drive and I have to piss.
Mhm.
So we get off the exit to your sister's only a mile
Finally.
off the exit.
We're 4 minutes away.
But again, there's a little bit of traffic. I'm like, this is it. Because when you get close, it's like when I shit on the bus that one time the other day on the podcast. I talked about it.
Okay, yeah.
Remember shitting in the bathroom during. So I gotta just pull over. I just gotta pull over, and so we go into like a,
It was a neighborhood.
It was a neighborhood. We just pull over. I'm on the street. Maybe I couldn't get out though and piss by a tree because there was too many homes.
Too much.
So I pull my pants down. I didn't have the zipper, so I pull my pants are by my knees. My dick has never been smaller. Like I can't even.
I'm in the passenger seat, by the way.
Brenna's in the passenger seat. I'm putting my dick into the Gatorade bottle. It fits fine, and my balls, and my balls. Everything's fitting in there too well. So
it's like a bat in a hole.
So I start pissing. And I'm like, and Brenna's staring. She's like eating popcorn, staring at me. And it's like the most vulnerable I've ever been in front of her.
Dude, I was crying laughing.
So then I start laughing, and I laugh so hard that I fart.
As he's peeing in a Gatorade bottle with his pants pulled to his knees.
But I fart. So, I mean, might be the loudest fart. But we can't roll the windows down because I'm pissing.
I don't want him to get a fucking charge.
No, I don't want to get a fucking... PUI. Yeah. So then I'm pissing. I fill up the Gatorade bottle.
Guys,
he fills
it up, cuts it off. There's pee dribbling out of his dick. He's holding it. He's trying to stop the pee by gripping his dick with two hands.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Andrew goes, take this Gatorade bottle. It's filled to the brim. I have to take it.
Pour it out.
But he's like, hurry. So I'm like, there's pee. I'm hurrying. I have to open my door, empty it out onto the street, and give it back to Andrew. And he fills it up halfway again.
It was so intense.
Again.
And I just kept going. At one point, I go, stop staring at me.
I was like, absolutely not. I will never forget this moment.
I go, you'll never want to fuck me again. It was so intense, but we made it. And I think we actually probably end on that. That was a great way to end. You go piss. And then if you want to listen to more of Puddles, go over to our Patreon. Patreon.com, Puddles with Andrew and Brenna, to listen to more of us. Please subscribe. It really helps our podcast. Keep going. And thank you for listening.
Puddles, 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 puddles. Everybody now puddles, puddles. Everybody get up because you get down and then everyone will come over here.